Hello everyone. My name is Nazmul Hasan, and I'm a third year student in UPM, stands for University Putra, Malaysia. Looking at this picture of mine at the slides, can you guys guess what I'm gonna talk about today? I don't know if you guessed it correctly. I am going to talk about photography. I'm also a photographer, and I have a little bit of recognition on the internet world as well, and which is why today I'm here to talk about photography. Nowadays people are very familiar with the topic, which is photography, even though people tend to misunderstand the whole concept of photography. Photography is not just taking photos with your phone or your DSLR camera or your digital cameras. Photography actually has certain rules that not many people know and follow. When you take a photo or a photograph, it is not just any photo, it's not just about the photo. A photo tells a story, even multiple stories at different times. So, what is the use of the photography? So photography is used to tell stories in many different ways. Science use photography to document new plants or to study animals. Photos are used in textbooks to help students learn faster and better because students tend to memorize something for a very long period of time if it is in a photo or a video format rather than text format. There are portraits of people that everyone has for their personal use, such as to keep memories of their ancestors. You might see you might have been seen photos of people on their family on their house to keep the memory. So let's talk about photography. What makes it a good photograph? And art. There are many elements which combined makes a good photo. The rule of thirds, lines, shapes, texture, patterns, colors, all together to tell a story in a way that makes it mesmerizing, amazing, unforgettable. So here are some of my photos that I have taken that I would like to share with you guys. So I've been taking pictures professionally for almost 7 years now, and I've been learning a lot of things. And I am still learning because, as they say, life is all about learning. You never stop learning. So yes, I am still learning till date, and I think I will be learning until I die, hopefully. So these are actually some of my photos that I wanted to show you guys and share my experience of the photos and then say point out some things about these photos. So let's talk about subject. Okay, so this photo is actually taken in 2020 in Johor Bahru. This place is called Danga Bay in Johor Bahru. I'm going to talk about subject and shape and then lines on this photo. So as you can see, the subject in this photo is actually capturing the beautiness of sunset, also capturing the boat that's catching fish. So also, as you can see, the straight line between the sky and the water, the river and the sky, where it directly points out your intention, your focus towards the subject. Also, the line on the right side, as you can see, the pillar, it also to uh, helps you focus on the line which keeps you on the subject, which is the boat and the sunset. So the next photo is actually also editing helps a lot. This photo is not how I took the photo. I am sorry that I don't have the original photo to show you guys at the moment, but I had to edit it and make a color correction and then cropping and then all those things. So basically, this is how editing looks like on where I edit, which is Photoshop CC, my Photoshop CC, the app I use to edit photos. So yeah, this is how it looks. It looks crazy. I know it looks complicated, but it is not as complicated as it looks. It is actually very simple. Maybe if you give time for it. So I want to talk about some different kinds of photography. I won't be able to explain a lot because of lack of time. So this is called landscape, where you basically take photos of landscape, mountain, and then river, ocean, all like landscape. Those are landscape. These photos are actually from my country when I was in Bangladesh. I think the one you see, Chandranath, that's the mountain, the green one. That's in. I think I took this photo back in 2019, and the other one, the one with the boat. I think it's in Sylhet, the city. It's like Genting Highland, city of tea plants. So yeah, these are landscape photos, and these are portraits. Portraits are basically you take photos of people, but in portraits there are different types of photos as well. Fashion portraits, and then there are street photography. So I'll tell you. Let me tell you something. The photo at the right, the couple. It's a wedding photography. It's from a wedding photography I did. I think in 2019. So this is staged. So it's called portrait because mostly the photos are staged. But on the left side, the photo you see on the field, that photo is not staged. That man was actually checking out his rice plant, and then he was smoking, and I think he looks really cool with the atmosphere. It looks really cool. It is portrait, but more of a street level photography, which is not staged. It's not planned. It just on the moment you just capture it raw, simple, natural. Next is architecture. I think you can recognize this place. It's the a big famous mosque in Putrajaya. Uh, so yeah, I took that photo on my first trip to Putrajaya from my university actually, and I really like the photo. I think this photo actually got a lot of attention. I think so far this photo got like 1,000 downloads and more than 100,000 view on Pixels, the website I share photos with, where everyone can download photos without royalty. There is no copyright claim. So yeah, these are architecture photos. Architecture. The word explains everything itself. It's all about architecture, and yes, that's about it. And then Milky Way. It's a law light photography. It's very hard to capture in nighttime. Also, all these photos actually you saw have been captured by me actually. So, in conclusion, I'd like to conclude by saying that photography is a broad idea, but because of time, I could not talk about it brief. I had to talk about it briefly. For everyone out there who is trying to start photography, I have three advice for you. The first advice I have is just to start taking photos and don't focus on your equipment. Your better equipment is not going to make you a better photographer. It's inside you, the creativity, the art has to come from you within yourself. I wish someone had told me these advices when I was starting out. The second advice is don't take photos hoping for them to be perfect every single time. Don't have to follow rules all the time. Just your creativity, take it, edit it however you want, do whatever you want. It's not like you have to follow the rules. And the last but not the least, I want to advise you guys that take inspiration from everything, whether it's a movie, whether it's a banner, whether it's just a scenario looking at, whether it's an animation, whether it's art, painting. In short form, just take inspiration from everything, and yeah, don't copy. Just take inspiration and relate it to yourself, and yeah, keep creating. Wishing you all the best. Thank you for watching.